a minute late. I got distracted working on cat. Yeah, I did just realize that I misspelled the word tweak as I was going live because I was like, oh. No, I actually meant to say tweak. I just messed it up. Also, apparently I just broke everything. Okay. Let me just fix. Oh my god, what have I done? Oh god. That one I want to change because I was changing the side and I accidentally broke everything. Oh god, what have I done? Oh god. Jesus Christ. Look like that one bot with the robotics printed up. I'm not sure what you mean, but robotics, but I need to, I'm just gonna start. I'm just gonna open it from where I was at the start of the day. Because I just broke everything. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to move these wheels back. I also need to not break literally everything. So let's try to do that. Robotics printed. Yeah, I'm not sure which robot you're talking about. But this was between, I realized I kept meaning to do the Bigfoot cat on stream, but I kept forgetting to do it. So that's kind of my bad. But because I think last time I was going to stream working on Bigfoot and I messed up. I think that was the one where I forgot to actually like start the stream. So I want to move this. Huh. I did not realize how many things were based off of this. Oh, thanks. I realized. I didn't realize anything was based on this motor. Oh no, what have I done? I'm realizing I'm gonna end up moving the whole robot forward. That's interesting. But because I used this as the center, thinking that everything would be, I'd have more, I guess it is still centered around it. This is fine. I'll make it, I think I just have to change, this just has to not be symmetrical, I think. Oh yeah, it didn't do so great. It went 2 and 2. There's a few things that I probably should have fixed. The 2 fights I lost, it got stuck with the forks were on the wall, and then it got stuck on the back wheels, kind of like this. 1 second. Oh god, I still need to fix some stuff. Okay, it was stuck with these forks on the wall, and then this was touching the ground, so the wheels weren't touching the ground. So I need to push the wheels back so they can actually touch the ground when it's like this. And also, I accidentally turned on for the ESC for the flipper. I accidentally turned on stall protection, so the weapon just kept turning off. That was a huge problem in the last event. That and the flipper not going all the way down. Yeah, I do need a... Yeah, I actually never got to use this wedge during that event, but... Let me see if I can do this without breaking literally everything. Yeah, I actually didn't get snagged too much with the forks. Figure out. Oh, that worked, I think. No, that made that shorter too. Trying to figure out which relation is determining. Relation to is this half that I'm trying to break. I think so if I do this, to be honest, kinda. I mean, this uses brushless motors. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Because Necessary Evil Kit uses a gear and I think brushed motors. $36 says 72 is anything. But I think a lot of robots kind of look like this. It's kind of just it's a lot more of a wide lifter. I've heard it compared to Blight. Not exactly the cleanest way to do that, but... So I basically just broke different things. Although somehow this feels less broke. Okay. You're gonna fucking lose it. The problem is so many of these mates are all so goofy. I just sort of didn't fix them. Just getting upset. Why is that the one that's being pissed at? Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like judging the fights. Unfortunately, in the last couple, I'd probably less interesting. Okay. That's what I want to do. You know what? We'll do this the weird way and just make that collinear with that. Yeah, unfortunately, what was it? I guess the first two went to judge's decision. Unfortunately, the second two, I was not able to get to go to judge's decision. Why is this being dumb? Oh, we're just making up stuff apparently? SolidWorks? Is that what we're doing? Oh yeah, because it's mated to the... some random bullshit. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna lose it. Okay, that's fixed. Just gonna move the... Yep. I think these could probably be moved together like a millimeter. Yeah, it's kind of annoying to lose the second two fights in the same preventable way, but here we are. That's now okay. That oh, that's concentric. That's concentric. Okay, that's okay. So the sides are fixed for the most part. Now I was gonna get rid of these because these seem to get more in the way than anything. I'm just gonna get rid of, and they didn't really hold the robot together better. Yeah, unfortunately, Bigfoot dropped in rank last weekend because the robots I went against weren't well ranked at all, and since I kept losing, I ended up only losing rank. Oh, I forgot to wake up, so I technically didn't lose any fights. Oh, that's a rough way to to not go to the event. Oh, didn't think about that. Actually, I could just edit this. Lost your sleep schedule. Yeah, pretty much. I'd be so upset. Oh, I couldn't only imagine. I'd be pretty pissed if I ended up sleeping through an event. Or even like through safety and whatnot. Considering how much prep work goes into an event. Okay, so that's been solved. Okay, what? Oh, I was using distance, wasn't I? Although I moved is 3 millimeters. I moved everything. That means I have to reduce this by 3 millimeters. So we're still good. We're still good. Okay, now the question is, okay, this I have to. I guess I should probably change. What? Oh, it's because this also isn't defined properly. Oh. Okay. Angry with me? Yeah, we're gonna reduce. I guess we could probably reduce this by. Wait, what? What? Trying to figure out what the hell this is trying to do here. Okay, that's. I think this should be defined by this instead. There we go. An event. Didn't unpack. Oof. Yeah, that's rough. I may need to change some dimensions on here if that's... Or I'd have to change some print settings. Yeah. Yeah, even when I, like, have to basically just... Why I don't unpack, like... Oh my god, that's thick. Think about that. Should all be fine. We're gonna have to edit the feature because instead of doing up to surface, we're gonna do blind. Because there's no reason for it to be that thick. Okay. Okay, so I moved it back 3 millimeters. That should be enough, right? Because I feel like there's still a position. I feel like there's a... I still reduced the angle. Do you like... I like how speedy it is, and it worked pretty well in the last event, the tangential drive. But I haven't really been able to test the... I guess, how should I put this? Like, I have concerns about, like, how much torque it can put out, like the pushing power. But the speed and reliability has been pretty good so far. I had no drive issues. I may need a little bit more testing before I really give a strong answer. And I do kind of have doubts on if it'll, like, scale up to, like, Beetle because of what I mentioned about pushing power. But on an ant, it works pretty well. Okay, so this is currently... I think this is actually good enough. Because it is now currently... Oh, like the angle. I don't know. I don't think of what angle it'd have to be at to, like... I just want to take a look at something. We're gonna just make a line. And then we're gonna make... I don't know why I'm using a center line. It's not like I'm gonna use this for anything. It's not like I'm gonna accidentally do a sketch. Oh, that's not what I want to do. But yeah, I think when I scale Bigfoot up to a... Maybe that isn't... Because that's a... Make this driven. There we go. 14-degree angle. Maybe I need an extra millimeter on that. We're gonna have to... I think I should only have to change one dimension if I do. Because I think I changed everything else in such a way that... Because if we give it 1 more millimeter. Interesting, that only changes like a degree. How much spare weight does it have to make with the weightiest attachments? With the heaviest configuration, I'd like no weight to work with, and that was with a titanium top plate. I'm like 450, and that wasn't with the wedges. That was with like the little forky wedges. Just edit. So with the other one, that's not how. The fuck? Just let me delete the, there we go. Let me delete the line. I need to make this. The flipper, oh. Yeah, I was considering that. Although I was going to probably change it to UHMW, because currently it's TPU. I was going to make it UHMW, but... which I think will get sliced up a little bit less. Debating if I should just push this as far until this is almost hitting this can. Like these are touching. I'd use TPU forks for ant weight, which I don't use external springs. It's essentially just the springiness of the TPU. I'm not sure if anybody uses spring-loaded forks for ants. I've also not paid that close attention to who's using spring-loaded forks. I think also once you get to an ant weight, like you don't have as much weight to do that sort of thing with. Oh, I didn't realize I was still in the sketch. There's something else I really want to... let's just go to 30. We're going to make the wheels in the back. Actually, no, I don't think I want to do that. That's too much. We're already doing... 4 millimeters is already a lot. I think we're going to... hope that's good enough. Clutch. I don't know if I'm going to. We'll see. I think I'm gonna try to just remove... ooh, what the hell? to fix that in a second. I think for now I'm just going to not turn off stall protection and then run it like that. And if I continue to have issues after I get rid of stall protection, I might do something, but yeah, I'm going to try to get away with not doing that. But I will keep that in my back pocket if I continue to have issues. Angie's with me. Oh, I'm just gonna get rid of these holes anyways. What? Gonna not touch that. Oh, it's because these aren't equal to that. There we go. Fix that. Okay. Those. Be good enough for now. Now do some chicanery. So we don't have enough room for the electronics, and I have a creative solution for that. Actually, I don't think I need to say. Fluke. So in addition to trimming some of the wires so that I am gonna... It would be named after another cryptid. I've been made a lot of bots. And it's gonna. I always have another robot in the pipeline, and it's always a cryptid name. I think Skunk Ape is going to be the next one named. Which is another one of the many names for Bigfoot. Oh my god. But yeah, Skunk Ape is what I was thinking. Which is kind of a terrible name in my opinion, but I think that's why it's the right choice. That's definitely going to break at some point. Definitely not up to any surface. Definitely not that much. Because this is a pretty thick bottom. Millimeters? That feels like a lot. 3 millimeters feels like I'm playing with fire. Granted, if anyone hits this, I'm basically cooked. But I'm probably gonna have. We'll see. It's not. I don't. It's if it comes back, it's gonna be a dramatically different. But if I ever make another undercutter, it's just gonna be Wendigo. It's gonna be an alteration of Wendigo. I think Wendigo wasn't entirely too narrow. There was just some goofiness with Wendigo. But yeah, when I do this, it's probably gonna that section where it's pocketed is probably gonna end up being basically 100% infill. So for those of you that were worried. Okay, now other thing I was gonna do. Chaos splits. I'm not familiar. I've definitely heard of chaos splits, but I'm not thinking of it currently. What is it? Showing weird stuff. I'm gonna hide that for a moment. Okay. Chaos splits. I'm not familiar with that one. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of making an undercutter. But okay. I don't know why it's called Shenanigans. I don't remember what Oh, I think it was called Shenanigans because I did Oh God, no. Never mind. Oh no. Oh no. I just realized I did all this in a configuration where I did Shenanigans and I called it Shenanigans. This was supposed to actually be. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. Gonna get rid of all these extra forks. Pretty much all these forks except for the tile sim. I definitely saw Chaos Blitz because that name definitely rings a bell. I think there's a version of this fork that I made and printed, but I never saved. Our four-wheel drive vertical killer. It sounds like a lot of different. Wait, five. It sounds like a lot of different verts that I've heard of. I feel like what every vert tries to do these days have be a killer vert with ground game. Wait, that's not what I'm. Okay. Okay, so now that I made the top version, the version it's supposed to be. Actually, I should probably fix the top because I definitely broke it. Oh, kills the... Okay. Four-wheel drive vertical killer with ground game. No, I meant the bot that kills vert meta. Okay. Now I'm trying to remember what you're talking about. Okay. It seems broken. This is... Sure what's going on here, but all right. Okay, that's weird. All right, but yeah, it seems like every bot currently is either a four-wheel drive vert or a reaction to four-wheel drive vert. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. Even like an important feature. Also, that looks a little bit naked, so. That a little bit. Okay. Okay, I need to create a new configuration. Four-wheel drive egg beaters. I'm pretty sure we have enough four-wheel drive egg beaters. I feel like saying you want more is a pretty controversial opinion. Because I think we have enough of them. And I guess there shouldn't be a shortage of them. Actually, no, what am I doing? Yeah, I feel like that's ends up happening a lot of the time. Is you end up dialing in drive is kind of an important thing, and I think that was an issue I had with Hodag, is that I pretty much never got the chance to configure. I never really got the chance to dial it in. Because I was so focused on not sure it's going up to yet. But yeah, because I had to focus so much on getting the actual like robot to work that I like the drive was always just had to be good, was just good enough. So, for those wondering what I'm doing, I was basically creating a new robot based off of Bigfoot that is a vert. I originally I wanted to use the weapon off of Hodag until I realized the weapon off of Hodag is heavy as shit. And where's it? 28. I thought I had a 2820. I don't mean to be. It drives pretty well, for the most part. Because it was able to keep up pretty well with, like, Dollar Store Punch and stuff. It just depends on, like, there's a lot of fights where I drive it terribly. I just do a terrible job of driving it. Let me see something real quick. And I feel like my driving at what was it called? NHL, felt a lot more reactionary than I was at some of the other ones. Because if you see my driving at, like, what am I trying to say? At SEMO down in St. Louis is very different, or looks very different. Because the first fight at NHL, I just wasn't driving straight. And then the second fight, I was driving a lot straighter, but going against Buzz Thrill, he was, like, very slippery. Okay. No, that's not what I want to do. Rename part, I think. Dummy. My music stopped. There we go. Sketch. Sketch. For entities. Good. Should be 17 millimeters. Other direction though. I'm gonna change the color to make it red because that's just what I make these dummy weapons. That way it's also a lot more obvious that it's not a real thing. SEMO was not where I was having the shutdown issue, actually. Actually, it didn't shut down at all at that SEMO event. It was Duluth where I had the most of it. And there was like one RSL where I had issues, though, too. It's going to have to rebuild every time I move it. There, wait. Did I put a center plane in this in a good spot? No, in the center plane of this. But yeah, I wasn't having drive issues at SEMO because the St. Louis one's where I got second. Let me try some. I need to make a new sketch into this. Is it an inch to here? Trying to remember which part's an inch. No, it's an inch from here to here. Yeah. Wait, I was trying to do something. So I wanted to create a new plane. Apparently, whenever I first did this, I didn't create a... Yeah, Duluth is when I discovered the issue. Are you putting a vert? Yep. Well, it's technically I am putting a vert onto Bigfoot, and I am going to call it a completely different robot when it's a vert. Not because I don't want to make Bigfoot a vert, but I want to use what I made with Bigfoot and do other stuff with it. If that makes sense. And I'm going to call it Skunk Ape. Because that's another name for Bigfoot. Because I don't like the idea of it being like, oh, are you going to fight Bigfoot when it's a vert today? I don't like... Bigfoot's always going to be at least some sort of flipper or lifter. Big how I want to mount this. I think I mount it kind of like that. To create another plane, because apparently whenever I first did this, I didn't really do anything smart when I did the mate. Well, I didn't actually create it, I guess. But yeah, I think that I feel like if the best way to do it is to not use the same uprights. But that's just my opinion. Not what I wanted. Hide this for a second. The front plate. So I'm debating. I don't want. I think it's going to end up having to be a bit forward because I don't want to have to cut out of the bottom plate. Yeah. Thin repeat hub. Yeah, the thing is, I could probably do the. I might end up doing the repeat hub, but I didn't account for the weight for it. So if I end up doing more with Skunk Bake, I will use the repeat hub. I just didn't feel like cutting out because I would have to get new weapons cut because the weapon on a Hodag is like 3/8 of an inch, and I need like an 1/8 of an inch would probably be better. Yeah, you should be well, you should be. What's that? What do they call that when you're working on something with someone else, and they're working on something at the same time? You need to be like co-work. We need to be like working at the same time. This is supposed to be your motivation to actually be doing it. This is the exact time you should be working on your robot. Okay, so I may have to cut out a little bit out of the the bottom. Or the weapon's just going to be entirely too far forward. Nice. What's the new beetle? I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to make this fit. Because I was already going to have, knew I was going to have to do different front. Am I going to need a new side too? Is the only thing that's going to be the same like the sides and the backs? Because I could probably just do a new bottom. The spreadsheets are telling you it's impossible. Oh no, you gotta listen to the spreadsheets. SRO is going to the RSL September in the Nebraska event. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to bring both Skunk Ape and Bigfoot to the next RSL event, because the next RSL event is going to be my next event. And then I'm going to try to go to that one in the Chicago suburbs. I think I'm going to have to do a separate bottom. Ooh, it's not enough. 0.7 grams left. Oh, God. On a beetle? Jesus. Because I think the first version of Hodag was like half a pound underweight. But yeah, being 0.7 grams off. If I did the math and I was that far off, I had everything in it, I would feel so uncomfy. I think I have to bring this closer to the center of the robot, mostly because I just pushed the drive back. I've never made a normal. This will be my first normal vert, and it'll be me just slapping a vertical spinner onto this. So this will be fun. trying to, because yeah, because I'm mostly concerned about like where the weight sits is my biggest concern, but yeah, I guess I'll have different bottoms for each of them, and the main difference will be that if need be, I'll just like, I don't know, slap them to cut holes in the Bigfoot one if we get desperate. Because I'm I'm almost, that wouldn't be too top heavy or front heavy, right? That's my concern, is that like all the way, like if I make it too far out of the wheels, it's gonna be like said SRO. Oh, your Discord message said SRO. Unfortunately, I didn't realize. Oh, this. Oh, okay, that looks a lot like Doppler. Show the class without showing everything on my Discord. So it's both of those. So it's both a vert and a horizontal. Big teak. It's define work, I guess. I don't think it's gonna be as good of a hop swap as I thought. As big teak is not gonna. We need to move 1 millimeter back more. This feels like I'm doing something I'm not supposed to be doing, but it's fine. Okay, now I need to figure out how high I need this thing to be. Okay. Okay. Basic 5 invert. 5 invert on ant, I believe. That to the, obviously not tangent to it. Do distance mate. Do 6 millimeters from the bottom, maybe. Good enough. Oh god, I realized like if we cutting it close on where the save this before everything explodes. 5 invert on the ant, I believe. Okay. I did the math on how much weight this is gonna require. Like this is gonna add, I think about 80 to 90 grams. Well, 80 to 90 gram. It's gonna. And then the flipper is like 60 or something, so I'm gonna need to find like 20 to 40 grams, depending. But the thing is, I have to also get rid of part of the front, so I'm not too worried about that. In that, I'm gonna be using a completely different front. Not completely different, because I want to be able to use the same forks. So I think for this, we're gonna edit this part. And then I'm definitely gonna add a configuration to this. Because I essentially want... Because I pretty much expected that this is going to... Like, I can't have the front for the flipper be the same, because aspects of the front. And I don't think I'll be able to use all the same forks. I might be able to use some of the same forks. Because I want to keep the same spacing, but I think I'll only have 2 of these, so I'll basically only be able to use this sort of fork. So we're just going to suppress that for now. That's not going to be able to be usable. I'm going to need a different shoulder bolt, which is going to be annoying. If I'm lucky, maybe I'll be able to use the shoulder bolt that I already have on hand. Because I do... That is one thing. I do use a lot of 4mm shoulder bolts, so maybe a different 4mm... I mostly just want that out of the way. I don't like how messy this is going to be. Okay, that didn't break nearly as many things as I thought it would. It's going to be Bigfoot flipper, or is it? I knew something that... Something sus was going to happen. Yeah, I think... I don't even remember... The thumbnail was meant to be for something that was a while back. Flipper, is it? Yeah. Because... I think this... Cue the visa. Or is it? Did you see he posted a video recently? I was surprised to see him posting it. Like, a full... Like, not just a short. He posted a full video. I remember when I first shaved my head, my best friend said I looked like Vsauce. Was their first response. Just do through all both. Shh. See, we're already saving weight. Keep both bodies, all bodies. They're no longer one body. Shame. I'm sure in no way, shape, or form will that come back to haunt me. I didn't mean to show this catch. Trying to figure out why it was. Okay, let me just finish what I'm doing. But yeah, I could never make Bigfoot not a flipper. But wrong direction. What are you doing? Oh, okay. Direction. There we go. A better aim. Skunk ape? Well, it's honestly supposed to be kind of a dumb name. Because I feel like it's kind of a dumb idea. I would not... Actually, think about it. I changed my mind on this one. I guess I could probably use all the same forks if I really wanted to. The poo monster? It's not gonna... Okay, name not quite that goofy of a name. The poo monster. Although that's what it kind of sounds like. It sounds like a terrible name. So the skunk ape, like it sounds like it's gonna be a stinky robot, which it probably is gonna be a stinky robot, but not in that way, I guess. That's not the way I hope it to be stinky. No, I don't think that's where I want that to be. I want it to be further out. I think I want it to be in line with this, actually. Yeah, I research. I like to... The poo monster. Let me try that. Okay. Interesting. The most mysterious cryptid, the poo monster. This does feel like a joke name, though. In a way. My phone is blowing up. I'm getting texts. Okay. Yeah, this is... because I remember whenever I'd look up different names for Bigfoot, skunk ape would always pop up, and it always felt like the goofiest name. I'm like, so this is the goofiest version of Bigfoot. Tacking on stuff. Maybe I want to keep those. Maybe I don't want to suppress that or cut that off. Because that could end up being... no, that's going to get in the way of me. Like this, there's got to be screws that got to go somewhere. I realize I need to, like, in some way, shape, or form make this... like, set in one way. So we're gonna... I'm actually gonna do it at a 45-degree angle from the, that way that wire's going straight down, basically. Okay. Now I gotta do flipper uprights. Nope. Flipper uprights. It's a new part. This is taking a while. Gotta do part. Gotta add the name so it's actually can find it later. I kind of don't like the abbreviated SA. It's not an appealing name. Maybe not the most problematic association with a basically a abbreviation, but probably not the best. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't want this. The screw currently is in line with. So I think I actually want it to be a little bit different. Let me change this angle. Space Marine Jetta. I mean, those are pretty good ones. Okay, where was I? Other than doing chicanery. Vapor Lock, Project Beta, Rough House, Nebula, Space Manta Ray. Space Manta Ray a reference? Or no? Okay, convert entities. These. Because this is going to be our furthest approach. Probably going to do this one. Okay, that's going to be in line with the top. That way we can mount it to the top. We might end up doing a new top, but we'll see. Coincident. I think we'll make this about the size of the can. 28, I guess, is the size of the can. Tasty Plants thing. Also kind of a cryptid. Ah. Space Manta Ray. Okay. Whoops, I don't want to. I'm not quite done yet. Oh wow, I don't like. That looks goofy. We need to do so. We just make this tangent to this. And then we can adjust the angle. $60 degrees is a good angle. That's right? It's a respectable angle that makes people that a normal, respectable robot would have. I guess I could have the mounting for this just fit in the little pocket I just made. I'm sure there's no way that'll come back to bite me in the ass. Get rid of that. Well, I'm trying to make this all fit into there. Doing some goofy shit. Wait, no, that's not gonna work. We're just gonna do a new base plate. We're not gonna fuck with that. And not socketed base plate, because that's gonna be, it's gonna create a mess. Although I think there might still be, I might make holes for both just in case. Oh my god, that's kind of because they aren't real. Yeah, I do think that because yeah, I mean it is a lot easier to make video game robots. I've made lots of things in video games, but it's when you make them. Actually, I haven't made robots in video games. I should specify, but I don't know where I was going with that. I'm trying to focus on too many things at once. What am I doing? I feel like I made this too. That's the problem. I messed up. I did this cut wrong. Not that cut. Because this wasn't meant to be that deep. It was meant to be in line. This. Not that face. Because otherwise I'll end up with uprights that are way wider than I want it to be. Way thicker. I was like, I knew I was getting 2 plus 2 and I was getting 12 and not getting the right number. Necessary evil. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're gonna be waiting a while because Joseph Betts of BetSpot says I don't think he's been that active recently. Okay, now I can go back to fitting that in there because this is the thickness it's supposed to be. Don't know if this makes sense, but this is. I feel like a lot of things I'm doing right now don't make sense. Make this vertical and then we're good. Bob's your uncle. I think it's 6 millimeters? I think it's 5 millimeters is what I made it. Yeah, they'll put it right there. Or I guess I could have done holes for the screws. Okay, I ain't got no Viper kit. Yeah, I can't say I'd recommend getting a Viper kit. It does not feel like the move. Everything I've seen from Viper kits, I would not recommend them if you want to be competitive. Because Necessary Evil kit I can see getting. I'm not. I haven't actually looked too much into kits recently. Occasionally I go when I was trying to make my own. I was looked into that more, but since I decided to not try to make my own kit because I realized I can't expect anyone to buy my kit if I can't make an ant that isn't trash. So this could be kind of hollow. Wait, hold up. Okay. Yeah, at this point, I might want to change the Trombotics kit's gone. Like Vector. Yeah, oh yeah, Vector just we went over that the other couple weeks ago. Vector fell off the face of the earth after. After a little bit of success. His videos were getting way more views than mine were. Okay, then we'll mirror this a bit. Yeah. Nope, we want to go 10 millimeters deep. Go here. Baby Nautiloid. I've not, because I know like the robot it's based off of is really good. I don't know if I've seen the actual people running the kit or what the difference is, because it seems like it's pretty good. I don't think I've personally seen it at an event, so it's kind of hard for me to say anything about the Nautiloid kit. That sounds about the right. 400 sounds about right. I know it's. That might be why we don't see it that often. Also, this YouTube song does not need to go this hard. Second one. Numb Sky. We're going to star that one and download it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Sorry. I don't know how well you guys can even hear the music, because I remember it was too loud one time. $400. Yeah. I feel like building ants when you have a 3D printer is makes saves you. Once you make the cost of a 3D printer, building whatever ants you want becomes so much cheaper. Because Bigfoot is like almost entirely 3D printed. Which makes my life so much easier. Do that one. Not symmetric. Asymmetric. If anything, I want to do it the other way around. We're doing weird stuff with the chamfer because I realized this has no reason to exist. $322. Ooh. All the parts? Is that's including electronics and stuff? It's pretty cheap. Honestly, the only reason I feel the need, like the only metal on Bigfoot, I guess, no, I was like the gear on Bigfoot, that was metal. Forgot about that caveat. And that has to be metal, because I was like, oh, it's just the top plates, which you could arguably go without. Why am I doing this on the left side? I do everything on the right side, but for this, I decided to do it on the left side. It's fine. That's not right. I would need to fix that real quick. Let me. Okay. Okay, now we're good. Okay. I'll be surprised if Skunk Ape doesn't suck. I think that's all the features I was going to add. Oh, I need to pocket some stuff because this is... Because let's be real, it does not need to be solid. The hell is this? Okay, we're gonna do this. And this. Gonna make this. That's not what I want to do at all. Parallel. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Because this, I'm not even sure what this feature is really for, so. Actually, now that I think about, yeah. Doing some goofy shit. Make that parallel to that. Do. Fine, good enough, whatever. Let's make these equal just to make it look like I know what I'm doing. Next, we're gonna do some triangles. Oh, fuck. A center line going from here to here to keep it all in line and pretty. Same thing here. Alright. I'm doing this so that way whatever should actually wait, I can't do that. I'm putting a hole right here. This will have to be about 6 away from that. Four there. 4 from that. Give that plenty of breathing room. Just make that smaller. That looks like goofiness, but it'll work. And then we'll add a little bit of fillets just to make it look a little bit cooler, I guess. Well, actually, to eliminate any stress concentrations, but or to minimize any stress concentrations, I guess. Whoops. I don't really understand how people can say it's easy to do combat robotics and then say to spend $400. I mean, $400 is for a lot of hobbies. It's definitely not the most expensive, but it's also not the least expensive. I've spent a lot on Hodag. I've spent a couple thousand on Hodag. Also, easy and expensive are two different things. Bodies. Mirror, no. Mirror bodies. Don't merge the solids. And then we'll be amazed if this thing doesn't explode in the first fight. We'll just do a separate skunk ache top. And then I think I'll call it a night. Because this is the longest I've streamed in a while. I don't usually hit 2 hours. But I need a top plate. You can start its weight. Yeah. I have a bunch of spare parts sitting around that I could there's a lot of robots. I could make a couple robots pretty much for free from old parts. Specifically, like, I have a bunch of N20s laying around. I've got the repeat brushed motors that I haven't, been using. Do all these holes. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do half the holes and mirror them. We're not gonna do every. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. But yeah, honestly, I definitely lose more parts to me making new iterations than I do to me actually, like, damage. Like, damage is typically pretty cheap, but I keep wanting to make new iterations after, like, every event. And that ends up, especially 3D printed parts, that's where all the 3D printed parts disappear to. Come on. Oh my god. There we go. Then we're going to use one of these to do 4. Okay, I have slightly different uprights. Oh, that's... Yeah, I've a lot of parts that are. What's rough is on Hodag, there's so many parts that are like just barely like barely different, and it's like, ugh. It's always rough when you like can't tell like the difference. You're like, wait, do all of them? And then it's like minute differences, and I don't realize it. I'll like grab an old one, and I'm like, fuck. Okay. Okay, so do that. About 1 miller. How many parts you would need? Oh, I've changed. I used to bring way more parts to events than I do now. I bring significantly fewer than I used to. Or I don't know about significantly fewer. If I've made a lot of tweaks and iterations, I bring lots of old parts, but other than that, I used to way overestimate how many parts I needed for an event. And at the last event, at Iowa event, I switched out one side. That was all the damage I took. Or like one, not a side, a wheel guard. Like one of these wheel guards barely got damaged. And I brought 2 of everything and 3 of those. Nope, that's not what I went to. There was a few things I actually had way more than 2 sets of wheels. I've been making wheels like a fiend. I am never gonna have to worry about wheels for this. Well, I say I'm not gonna run out of this type of wheel. I'm probably gonna make a change to the robot long before I need new wheels. Mirror it all. It almost feels fitting that I'm doing this one backwards. Cat smashing music? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Because the music is very much random. Cat sounds smashing a piano. I mean, this is all random YouTube music. This is all like all the music that YouTube said, hey, you can use this so you don't have to worry about any copyright. So that's why we're listening to it. because I just don't feel like dealing with that. Even though I'm nowhere close. That is a little tighter than I would need it to be. Make that an 820. Okay, that'll be our top plate. We don't need it 10 milliliters thick. 3 is plenty. 3 is probably more than plenty. But you know what? P is for plenty, you know what they say. Oh, this is goofy. This is a goofy robot. No, I never finished the front. I'll probably do that on my own time, though. Or I could unsuppress that stuff, I guess. Because I didn't cut into it at all, so I could... That's why I never finished it. Let me do it. Unsuppress. But yeah, I can use all the same forks as the other one. But I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do. I guess if I had to push the motor out more, I could probably even... Oh, I need to cut out the bottom too. But this is the gist of it. But yeah, I could almost made the weapon a little bit lower, but I don't know if that... Oh, and I should probably put ears on it, but... I think I am going to call it there for tonight. I don't know if I'll work on the rest on stream or if I'm just going to do that when I have time on my own, but because it'll probably take like 2 minutes. But thanks for tuning in. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now, which is a lot longer than usual. Thanks for those of you that were chatting, keeping me company. I did post a video today on my NHRL. I was planning on using the stuff from the stream, but I actually re-recorded everything. I don't remember if I mentioned much that I didn't mention in the stream. But yeah, if you guys want to go watch that, I would appreciate that. For now, tomorrow or next week, I'll be back to working on ODAG, and then for the next event you'll see it'll be Bigfoot and Skunk Ape as my ants for the next 2 events after that. And then come hopefully by October I'll have that new version of HODAG up and running. So I guess I'll see you guys next week.